Morning, this is Robin with Art and Gifts, and I've made a few more of these little ghosties. This one was finished from yesterday. It's got kind of tropical things on it since I live down here in Florida. I love the little parrots. This is using the Sculpey airdry clay. There's other brands. Crayola has one. I think the Crayola one is a little lighter, but it's like I wanted to make these into earrings, but they're too heavy. Maybe if you didn't make it 3D, if you just did it flat, it would be light enough. Now this one I pressed, I don't know if you could tell there's indentations in it, but I pressed baby breath into the clay and rolled it. So I'm going to paint them today, but instead of painting the little buds white, I'm going to paint them purple. And this one, I made these little resin bats. You see them? Where's the, there. And they're different shapes. This one looks like the Batman movie. I don't know where that camera eye is. But anyway, I pressed one into his little hand since I didn't have a pumpkin. So he's got a little bat. And I thought maybe I'd paint little bats on him. He got a little bit of a napkin on him, but that's okay. They can be quirky. And the idea is that you you put a battery operated candle underneath, the little votive candles. That's the idea of these. So I have a little bit of acrylic paint here. I've never painted one of these air dry things, so hopefully it'll work. A little bit of water, paper towel. So I've got a sage green here to do these little where the stem was. Let's see how this works. So you just drape this, I just rolled this air dry clay out. And some people use like 2 rulers on either side where you're rolling it so it's more consistent in the flatness. But I didn't do that. I just rolled it. And I didn't have a roller. I used a bottle. Use what you have. You could have also used a dowel, I think. I think a dowel would have worked. I'm just going to try to make this just a little bit thinner so it goes on easier. My husband's been building us a gazebo out back, so I'm really looking forward to using that. There's some kind of kit he got off Amazon. But we'll have some shade out there, which will be nice. I live here in Florida. It gets pretty hot in the summer, but sometimes there's a breeze because we're on a canal. So it'd be nice to sit out there, have a cup of coffee in the morning or tea. There. I've gotten all around with the little green stems. And this one, I think it would have been cute if while it was flat, I had pressed these little bats in. But you can just paint them. You don't have to have impressions. Just, I like the texture. And this, I'm just going to sort of dab a little bit where those little flowers would be. I should have gotten a second purple, so there's some variety. But I'm just going to go around and I'm just dabbing where I can see the impression is. What do you think? Have you ever used air dry clay before? This is my first time using the Sculpey brand. I've used Crayola, and it's fun to do stamps in too, if you have stamps. Sometimes I've heard you can dust things with cornstarch so it doesn't stick, but with this particular brand, I didn't have a problem with the flowers sticking in here. So I'm just dabbing with this little paintbrush. This is a little Deco Art paintbrush, and it's around, and it's number 5, but you know, paintbrushes aren't standardized. If you have a different brand, it could be a different number. It's just a small round brush. This is the last one. Now, I didn't put a mouth on this one. The more holes, if you're putting a candle in there, the better. And remember, use a battery-operated candle, not a real candle. You know, one of those little LED ones. There. There's a little ghost, and I've just dabbed some purple on it. And this one, I put a little bat, so I might put some little bats on him, or just some branches or something. What if I do some purple branches and some leaves? Just gonna loosen this up a little bit. And I'll probably cover this with Mod Podge or some kind of sealer. That'll also make it sturdier. Oh, that was kind of big. I'm going to press down a little harder to make a bigger branch. I can make some smaller ones coming off of it. Maybe I'll make them a little bit curly. I don't have any rhyme or reason for what I'm doing. Just kind of playing. Like when you're a kid and you doodle, that's kind of fun. Of course, you could just leave it white. Now, I didn't paint these additional white. I think it'd be fun if you put some glitter paint on them too. Wouldn't that be kind of fun? And glitter paint, you can have a clear base with different colored glitters in it. I'm getting a little Dr. Seussy there. All the curly cues. Oh, I used to love Dr. Seuss when I was a kid. I might give him some green interior eyes. I don't have any fluorescent paint. I think that would be really cool if you had glow-in-the-dark paint. So now I'm going to take the green and make some little crazy leaves, I think. Just dab leaves. a drip on that. I don't want it to drip on the ghost. So I'm just dabbing some little leaves on. No rhyme or reason. There. So I've just made some silly purple stems and added some leaves. It looks like I missed one here. And I don't know if I'm going to attempt to do a little bat flying around or not. I guess I would do him in purple. Let's see here. Add. Weird looking bat. I might get a pen and try to sharpen that up a little bit. A black pen. But when it was wet, I could have stamped these in and then I had a tracer. These are kind of flat. Anyway, there's a little ghost with some weird designs on them. And I can just take this glossy Mod Podge when it's dry and go over that. You could glue, if they had a girl ghost, you could glue a little bow on her head. Or you might be able to find a little top hat or witch's hat and glue on these. I don't know. Anyway, have fun and take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye.